Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was the last class problem. So once again, I'm writing from the given data. A helical cast steel. So material type is mentioned here, cast iron, and a gear with a helix angle 30 degrees, and transmitting the power 35 kilowatts, and RPM. So which RPM? Gear RPM or pin and RPM? This one we don't know. So 1500 RPM. 1500. If the gear has a TG 24 teeth, determine necessary module. First question. And pitch diameter. Second one, pitch diameter for pinion and gear. Third one, face width, pitch diameter, face width. Third one is the face width. Face width for 20 degrees full depth involute system. 20 degrees full depth involute system. System of gearing is given as a 20 degrees full depth involute system. Here 20 degrees represents the pressure angle pi. Okay. And the static stress for the cast material is allowable static stress for gear, allowable static stress for pinion. So both are equal because both are made of same material, cast steel, megapascal. Okay, the face width may be taken as, okay, one hint is giving here. Face width is 3 times the normal pitch. 3 times the normal pitch, P suffix n. Now what would be the end thrust of the gear? Axial thrust, how much? How much? End thrust is nothing but axial thrust. For tooth form factor, 20 degrees full depth inlet system is given here this much. So here I am writing this is a y dash. Tooth form factor or Lewis form factor 0.912 minus 154 by TE, where TE is the effective number of teeth. So effective number of teeth is here again equation we have T by cos cube alpha. Okay. Now one by one if you solve. First question is module is how much? So same as usual what we practiced in the previous problem to calculate module. Two basic equations we have. One equation is module, first equation I am writing, module is equal to d by t. With this relation we can find out the module. Another relation is there, that is the Lewis equation. Another one is the Lewis equation is there. So here for particular this problem, Lewis equation is suitable. Why it is suitable? Further while solving you will understand. Okay. Now see here Lewis equation I am writing, tangential load acting on the gear Wt equal permissible working stress into B into pi into m into y dash. This is the Lewis equation. Okay. Now working stress how much is it given? See the question. Is it not given? So working stress is nothing but allowable static stress into velocity factor. Okay. Now y dash means what? Y dash means this is the one here it is. Okay, this is the one y dash. Now Wt how much? Wt is not given, but torque transmitted by the gear is equal to d into, sorry, not d, Wt into, okay. Now here we are applying the Lewis equation gear or pinion. So here both are made of same material, but here particularly problem mentioned a helical cast steel gear with 30 degrees and transmitting the 35 kilowatts, like that is given. So that reason I am applying this equation to the gear material. Okay. Now So one by one WT I am calculating first. With this relation WT equal T into 2T by dg. So dg is given in the question itself asking dg how much. So that reason I don't know the dg. But from this relation dg how much? Dg is equal to tg. Dg is equal to m into tg. Okay. So here I am writing instead of dg m into tg, number of teeth on a gear. So tg is given, see here, tg is given. Another reason I am applying the Lewis equation, the reason is only tg value is available, tp value we don't know. So the reason, another reason I am applying the Lewis equation to the gear material. Okay. And T torque acting on the gear how much? We don't know. But power equation is there. Power P is equal to 2 pi n T by 60. Okay. So with this relation T we can calculate. So T equal P into 60 by 2 pi n. Okay. So power is given here 35 kilonewtons. N value is given as 1500 rpm. Substitute the all values, then you will get the torque value. Torque value how much, Babu? Please tell me the torque value. Tell me the torque value. Sharik Babu, are you listening the class? Are you there? Sharik?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, very good. Uzair, Usaid, are you there? Uzair, Usaid, Yahya. These people are regularly not attending. These are all my mentees. These persons are not attending the class. I kept a message, but only few students, Asif, Ritika, Sharik, and rule number 46. Only these persons are replied for my message. You better call him your friends, Babu, to attend the classes regularly. So tell me the answer, torque, how much you got? Please reply to my answer. What is the torque? How much torque you got? Everything is written on the screen. Please tell me the torque value, Babu.
222.
222.8
.8.
Newton m meter or mm? Newton mm. Newton, actual answer is Newton meter. I am converting Newton mm. Okay.
Yes.
Now dg here I am writing instead of dg mtg I am writing. Tg is 24. Now tell me the load, tangential load acting on the gear material. Tangential load how much? Do it fast. So 1860 18 1860 newtons by module. So this is the tangential load acting on the gear material. Now in this equation, Wt equal sigma naught into Cv into B m into y dash. So Wt we calculated and sigma naught into Cv we required. So sigma naught into Cv to get this value. So first we need to calculate the sigma naught value is given in the question. How much sigma naught? 56 megapascal. 56 megapascal. CV value how much? So to get the CV value, first we need to calculate the pitch line velocity pi d ng by 60. So pi into dg value not given, so that reason I'm writing m into tg into ng value 1500 rpm given in the question by 60. So tg how much? tg is the 24. So if we simplify this one, pitch line velocity will get 1885 module meter per second. So see here, because we don't know how much pitch line velocity acting, the pitch line velocity will getting the answer in terms of module. So that reason basically I am selecting the CV value, this value 15 by 15 plus V. So because based on this value only we are going to selecting the CV value, but the V value, pitch line velocity value is not getting exactly. So the reason I am selecting the basic value 15 by 15 plus V. So 15 by 15 plus 1885 module. Okay. B value. Now B value is question itself given 3 times of the normal pitch. So 3 times of the normal pitch means normal pitch, the relation between the normal pitch and circular pitch is PC cos alpha. Okay. So PC cos alpha means 3, PC means again pi m. So pi m cos alpha value how much given? Helix angle 30 degrees. Okay. Now pi m, that is known here, y dash. So y dash how much? So here from this equation, substitute first here. Substitute the alpha value here 30 degrees. You will get the TE value. First substitute the TE value, TG here, TG. So TG means I am writing directly 24 by cos cube 30. That is 37. The 37 means of substituting the value, y dash will get how much? Y dash 0.129. Okay. Y dash is 0.129. Now everything is written on the screen. Substitute the all values. We will get the module. So WT how much we got? WT value 18600 by module. So I'm substituting the all values. WT is equal to 18600 by module equal 56 into 15 by 15 plus 1855 module into B value how much? B value I'm writing, this is the B value, 3 pi m into cos 30 B into pi m as usual into y value 0.129. So simplify this one, you will get the module value. Tell me the module value how much. Do it fast, Babu. Don't take too much time. Do it fast. Tell me the module value. If you get the module value, so 50% of the problem is solving the problem is over. Do it fast. Muzammil, are you there? My mentee, Muzammil. Aslam, Muzammil.
Yes, sir.
Who is the Muzammil or Aslam?
Aslam, sir.
Aslam, why have you kept the message?
No, sir. I'm doing it now.
So do it fast. Module value how much? Don't take too much time. Do it fast, Babu. How much module value? Everything is written on the screen. I think there is no confusion. Simply you have to simplify the equation and getting the answer. Module value how much? After getting the module value, standard module value we have to select. So the standard module values I am writing as per Indian standard 1, 1.25. This series you have to remember 1.25, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 20, 22, 30, 40, something like that. So after getting this module value, our calculated value, we need to compare with the standard values. So our value which is coming, that is we're comparing whichever this value, our calculated value is, we need to compare these values. While comparing, whichever is our calculated value is coming to the near this standard values, that value we need to select. So first tell me the module value how much? If you are unable to speak, you can put a message in a chat box. I can read your answers. Rule number 3 is not attending the classes. Why? Rule number 2, do you know any reason? Actually, he is also not listening in the class. How much, Babu? Tell me the value of module. You are not telling, I am writing here. You are wasting the time. So module will get 5.5. So 5.5 means, see here comparing, 5.5 is going to lie in this interval. 5, 5.5, 6. So I am taking the round figure as a 5. 6 is a round figure I am taking as a module. Now after calculating the module, what is the question? Pitch diameter. So pitch circle diameter for pinion, pitch circle diameter for gear. So to calculate pitch circle diameter for pinion, PG from the module is equal to D by T. So M into TP and M into TG. So this is impossible because we don't know the TP value, leave it, and DG value, module 6 we got, and TG 24 is given. This is a TG. And the face width is the second question. B is equal to, third question, this is the second question. B is equal to 3 times of the normal pitch. So 3 times of the normal pitch means 3 into PC cos alpha. So 3 into PC how much? PC is the pi into M into cos 30. This is the normal pitch. Now finally the question, fourth question is axial thrust how much? So we have direct relations, Wn into sin alpha, otherwise Wt into tan alpha. These two equations we have to calculate the end thrust. So here Wn normal load we don't know, but tangential load just now we calculated. So how much? 18600 by module. This is the tangential load tan alpha 30 degrees. So module value we got as a 6. So we will get the WA value. Now tell me the DG value how much? One by one. Everything is written on the screen. You are taking too much time, Babu. DG value how much? Tell me the DG value. Then after B value, then after A value, WA value. DG value how much, Babu?
144.
144 mm. Okay. Face width value. Face width how much? See, listen, Babu. Whatever I am writing on the screen, everything should be reflected in your notes. Whenever I call particular one person to show the notes, he should be able to ready to show the notes. Otherwise, he will going to lose the assignment marks. Continuously, I am repeating this statement. Remember this one. In every day of my class, I am repeating this one. You don't have a chance to say, sir, I don't know. You said, but I don't know. Like that, there is no chance. Every day I am announcing this statement. Whatever the writing on the screen, that should be reflected in your notes. Tell me the B value. Why you are taking too much, Babu?
48.9.
48.9. It means 50 I am taking. Face width. Now this one how much? 1790 newtons. Axial load. Okay. In this manner, the helical type of problem will come, and in this manner you have to solve the answers. Okay. Now, any doubts regarding this helical type of problem, Babu? Helical gearing, helical type of problem. If you don't have any doubts, we will move to the next topic, bevel gearing. Shall I move to the bevel gear? So see here, bevel gear. So bevel gear is nothing but comes under the classification of position of the axes. So see here how the position of the axis, by seeing the figure only we can estimate. So he's here in this figure. This is the axis of this bevel gear. Here one is the bevel gear, another is the bevel gear here. This is the axis coming here, and this is the axis, both are intersecting here. Okay, so this is the comes under the intersecting axes. How many classifications we have? First one is the parallel axis, second one is the intersecting axis, third one is the neither parallel nor intersecting. Okay, these three classifications we have. So the previous gears what we studied, spur gear and helical gear, these both are comes under this classification. Okay, if you perfect with this spur gear, easily you can solve the helical problems. Only the thing is, whatever the equations you have in spur gear, to these equations we need to multiply or divided by the cos alpha for all equations. If you see the if you have the particular whatever I said, I have shown the whatever the matter in that every equation for the tangential load, what is the equation, Lewis equation, sigma W B PC into Y is the Lewis equation for the spur gear. if you put here y dash, that becomes the Lewis equation for the helical gear. So what is the Lewis y dash here? Lewis form factor for effective number of teeth. So effective number of teeth means instead of writing suppose 0.915 minus 0.81841 by t. This is the basic for this is the equation for the spur gear. Instead of writing capital T, if I write here suffix capital E, so that is indicating the y dash. Okay, and WT equation for the spur gear, what is the WT into WT plus 21B into 21V, sorry, 21B into BC plus WT by 21V square root of BC plus WT. This was the equation for the spur gear. Instead of writing this here, if I write the cos square alpha and cos alpha, this becomes the equation for the helical gear. So there is a difference. Only the difference is the difference I am indicating here in terms of cos alpha, cos square alpha, cos cube alpha. Okay. Now coming to the bevel gear, the bevel gear is the same equations we are going to use, but some slight differences are there. So bevel gears are used to transmit the power at a constant velocity ratio where the two shafts are whose axes are intersecting at a certain angle. There is no condition. There is no condition. There is not a particular condition is there to use a bevel gear at a particularly right angle triangle. Okay, so there is some certain angle is there. So you can find the figure here, bevel gear arrangement. Okay, so coming to the classification of the bevel gear. So classification is meter bevel gear, angular bevel gear, crown bevel gear, and internal bevel gear. One more is there, spiral bevel gear. I forget to write another one, bevel gear. Okay, so here spiral bevel gear is the major application you can find in the differential gearbox in heavy vehicles. Okay, now meter bevel gear is nothing but here teeth of the bevel gear are straight, having the same pitch, having the same pitch cone, and connected at exactly right angle triangle. Here you can find the figure. So this is the axis of the one gear, this is the axis of the another gear. These two are intersecting at exactly 90 degrees. Okay, angular bevel gear means there may be less than 90 degrees. Here you can find the angular bevel gear. Crown bevel gear is nothing but the crown bevel gear, the pitch cone of the one gear. So here how many gears here? See, you can find the example, you can find the figure for the crown bevel gear. This is the one crown bevel gear. Crown bevel gear. So here every gear is having the pitch cone. So one of the gear is having the pitch cone itself 90 degrees. Pitch cone 90 degrees. Such kind of gear is referred as a crown bevel gear. Okay, and internal bevel gear is nothing but the bevel teeth are going to created inside of the cone. Inside of the cone, if gate teeth are provided, so that is referred as a internal bevel gear. So these internal bevel gears you can find in the cone clutches. Cone clutches is the topic is there in clutches. So in that you can find the internal bevel gear arrangement. Okay, and the spiral bevel gear. Spiral bevel gear is nothing but the shape is similar to this meter gear, but the teeth are having the some inclined positions. So I am drawing C here. In this manner teeth are going to produce. So in the curves, the teeth are having the in a curved manner. So the application is to apply the gradual load application. These spiral bevel gears are useful, and particularly the spiral bevel gears are going to use in a differential gearbox of a heavy vehicles. So these are the classification of the gears, bevel gear. Now terminology used in a bevel gear. So terminology, coming to the terminology, pitch cone. Pitch cone is nothing but it is a cone containing the pitch elements, containing the pitch element of the teeth, and the cone center cone center is nothing but distance between the two pitch cones. It is apex of each pitch cone. It may be defined as the pitch point where the axis of the two meeting gears are going to intersect each other. So suppose this is the one gear and this is the another gear. So this is the pitch, this is the one pitch. These two are going to intersecting. So that is a cone centers referred. And pitch angle, it is the angle made by the pitch line with the axis of the shaft. So this is the axis of the shaft. If I draw the angle here, that is referred as a pitch angle. Pitch angle denoted by theta suffix p. If I write theta suffix p1, that is for the pinion. If I write theta p suffix 2, that is for the gear. Now cone distance, cone distance or slant height or cone center distance are similar meaning. So mathematical relations, this one you have to remember. Pitch diameter, pitch circle diameter of the pinion by 2 by sine pitch angle. So see here, this is the for pinion, so we have to write number 1. So this is for the gear, you have to write for the number 2. Addendum angle, dedendum angle, face angle, it is the angle subtended by face of the tooth at this cone center, and the root angle is nothing but it is the angle subtended by the root of the tooth at the cone center. So see here, the notations are important here. So face angle denoted by psi, it is the theta r root angle. Crown height is the distance from the crown point from the cone center 0 to parallel to the axis of the gear. It is denoted by capital H suffix C, capital suffix C. And outside cone diameter, otherwise addendum cone diameter. So this relation we need to remember, dp plus 2a cos theta p, and inside cone diameter, that is 2 dp minus 2d into cos theta p. So theta p is the pitch angle. If I represent that pitch angle 1, that represents the for pinion. If I write 2, that is for the gear. Remember this difference. Now determination of the pitch angles. So pitch angle means, just now I said pitch angle is denoted by theta p. Okay, so what is pitch angle here? See, you can find here along the axis of the gear at the pitch cone at the apex, if we draw one angle, that is the pitch angle. Okay, so here one pair of bevel gear we are selecting to calculating or to determining the pitch angle, that is theta p1 for pinion, comma theta p2 for gear material, and theta s is the total angle between the two shafts. Where the two shafts we can find, this is the one shaft, this is the another shaft. Okay, the angle between these two shafts are how much? That represents the theta s. Okay, and dp is already you know, dp is the pitch circle diameter for pinion, pitch circle diameter for gear material. And what is velocity ratio? Velocity ratio is nothing but dg by dp, otherwise tg by tp, otherwise np by ng. This also you already know. Okay, now total angle between the two shafts, how much? That is theta p1 plus theta p2. If we add, that gives the total angle between the two shafts. Okay, now from this equation I am writing theta p2 equal theta minus, sorry, this is theta s minus theta p1. Okay, now I am applying the sign both sides, sine and sine. So this will appear this one is appearing as a sine a minus b. Okay, so this one I am sin theta p2. This one I am expanding. Sin, what is the sin a minus b? Sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. So sin a theta s into cos theta p1 minus cos theta s to sin theta p1. Okay, now from the center distance we have one relation, center distance relation. What is that? OP, just now we have seen cone distance or center distance. OP is equal to dp by 2 by sin theta p1, isn't it? Now another one is dg by 2 by sin theta p2. Okay, so with these equations 2 if I get cancelled, gets cancelled. What is that? Sin theta p2 by sin theta p1 is equal to dg by dp. So what is dg by dp? Dg by dp represents velocity ratio. So I am writing the Vr. Okay. Now with this relation, see here in this equation, what we expanded here, sin theta p2 we required. Sin theta p2, this one we required. So with this relation, sin theta p2 equal Vr into sin theta p1. This one we can write. So what was that? Sin theta p2 is equal to Vr sin theta p1. So Vr sin theta p1. So what is the remaining right side of the equation? Sin theta s cos theta p1 minus cos theta s sin theta p1. Now with the cos theta p1, I am dividing both sides. It means cos theta p1 cos theta p1 cos theta p1. So this one becomes Vr tan theta p1. Here 2 gets cancelled, sin theta s. Here cos theta s becomes tan theta p1. So taking theta tan theta terms one side, Vr tan theta p1 plus cos theta s tan theta p1 equals sin theta s. So tan theta, if we take outside theta p1, Vr plus cos theta s, that is equal to sin theta s. Now what is the theta p1 here? Tan inverse of sin theta s by Vr plus cos theta s. Now this is the pitch angle for the pinion. Pitch angle for pinion. Now the angle between the two shafts are, suppose example 90 degrees. Then the equation changes is theta p1 equal tan inverse of how much, Babu? Sin 90 cos 90. How much it will come? 1 by Vr. So 1 by Vr means, again I am writing here, theta p1 is equal to 1 by Vr tan inverse of 1 by VR means what? dg by dp. It means tan inverse of dp by dg p1. Okay, this equation you need to remember. These equations you have to remember. This is a basic equation, this is a modified equation. Okay, if the question is asked for in terms of t value, so here instead of writing d, we have to write t. You have to write t. Okay, suppose the question is asking in terms of RPM, so it will going to changes like this: theta p1 equal tan inverse of ng by np. Okay, so this is the pitch angle for the pinion. In the same manner, pitch angle for the gear we have to calculate. Pitch angle for the gear I am calculating now. See here. So total angle between the bevel gear is theta p1 plus theta p2. Okay. Now theta p1 equal theta s minus theta p2. Now same, applying the sign both sides, sine and sine. Now this one I am expanding, sine theta p1 equal, what is that? Sine a minus b, sine a cos b minus cos a sine b. Okay, now from the velocity equation, sine theta p2 by sine theta p1 equal dg by dp, that is VR. So theta p1 we require. So theta p1 means sine theta p1 equal 1 by VR into sine, that is I am writing sine theta p2. So this one, in place of this one I am writing this one, sine theta p2 by VR equals sine theta s cos theta p2 minus cos theta s sine theta p2. So here I am dividing both sides with the cos theta p2, cos theta p2, cos theta p2, cos theta p2. So cos theta p2 gets cancelled here. This one becomes tan theta p2 by VR is equal to sine theta s minus cos theta s into tan theta p2. So taking tan same side, so then tan theta p2 into 1 by VR plus cos theta s is equal to sine theta s. So now theta p2 equal tan inverse of sine theta s by 1 by VR plus. Now this is the pitch angle for the gear. Now if the axis between the two shafts is 90 degrees, then the equation changes. Here I am writing tan inverse of, so what is that, 1 by VR plus 0, that is tan inverse of VR, that is theta p1, sorry, theta p2. So VR means what here again? dg by dp, otherwise dg by dp, otherwise np by ng. Okay, so these two are the pitch angle. The title itself indicating determination of pitch angle for the bevel gear. Pitch angle for the pinion, just now I calculated. Pitch angle for the gear, just now it is appearing on the screen for the gear. These two are very important while solving the problem. Okay, so regarding this one, do you have any doubt? You can ask about. Otherwise, we'll move to the next topic. Now, proportions for the bevel gear. So proportions are here. These proportions at any cost you have to remember, Babu. That is the addendum value 1 module, dedendum value 1.2 module, clearance value 0.2 module, working depth 2 module, thickness of the tooth 1.5708 module. So all values are given in terms of module. Once after getting the module value, we can easily find out the all parameters. How many parameters is given? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These all parameters we can easily determine. Okay, after getting the module values, means here module is the importance one. Okay, well, and formative or equivalent number of teeth for bevel gear. So this name is given Threadgold approximation. So that is TE equal actual number of teeth by cos theta p, where theta p is the pitch angle. This equation we can also write as a t into secant theta p. Okay, so theta e. This t is where we can find Levy's form factor. If Levy's form factor is 0.918 minus 0.584 by TE. So here we can utilize this equation. TE is equal to this one or this one. T by cos theta p, otherwise T into secant theta p. So here theta p is a pitch angle. Just now we calculated pitch angle for pinion, pitch angle for the cone. So the Levy's equation, if we are applying for the pinion, so theta p 1 we have to write here. If we are applying the Levy's equation for the gear, then we have to write here 2. Okay. And strength of the bevel gear. Strength of the bevel gear is nothing but we are designing here. So how we are going to designing based on this equation we will see. So same equations are there but slight changes. First one is the Levy's equation, tangential load acting on the gear. Utilizing the Levy's equation, we are writing the equation here. WT equal permissible working stress into B into PC into Y dash into L minus B by L. This is the additional thing we are writing here. So what is Y dash? Levy's form factor. Just now I have shown on the previous slide what is the Y value. So 3 Y dash values are there. Based on the system of gearing, we have to use this one. If the question is given 20-degree step system or 14.5 full depth universal system, so based on that gear system of gear teeth, we need to select the Y value. Now L, this total represents the bevel factor. And sigma W is the working stress, that is nothing but sigma naught into CV, where CV is the velocity factor, B is the face width, okay, and PC is the circular pitch, and WT we have two relations, that is WT equal P by V into CS. Otherwise from the power relation also we can get, so WT equal 2T by D. With this relation also we can get the WT value. Okay, and sigma W is the working stress, and which one is the now? See here, what is L? L is nothing but slant head or center distance between the cones. So for this slant head we have one equation, square root of dg by 2 square plus dp by 2 square. This one we have. Otherwise dg by 2 into sine theta P2 in terms of gear, otherwise dP by 2 sine theta P1. This is also we have relation. Okay. Now for safety operations for the bevel gear arrangement, the phase width, coming to the phase width for safety operation, the phase width we need to maintain 6.3 modules to 9.5 modules we need to maintain, and the L by B ratio should not exceed the 3 value, should not exceed the 3, and minimum number of teeth we need to maintain on the pinion to avoid the interference for the bevel gear arrangement. This is the equation 48 by square root of 1 plus VR square. So see here, for safety of operation, the conditions are, first one is the phase width we need to maintain this much. The second condition, L by B ratio is should not exceed the 3 value, constant 3, and the third equation, minimum number of teeth on a bevel pinion 48 by square root of 1 plus VR square. Okay. Now this is the theory about the tangential load. Now in the previous cases, in a helical gear and spur gear, dynamic load, static load, wear load, whatever the loads we find, so find out the same here also we have to find out the dynamic load. First one is the tangential load is over WT. Second one is the dynamic load. So dynamic load equation is same as usual. We have WT plus 21V into BC plus WT by 21V into square root of BC plus WT. So same equations what we have in a spur gear. There is no changes for the dynamic load. Now third equation is static load. Static load is, this is a empirical relation here. This is one also. Same equation we are going to writing sigma E B PC into Y dash into L minus B by L. So see here, what is the difference here for the WT equation here? Sigma W B PC into Y dash into L minus B by L. So here instead of writing sigma W, I am writing the sigma ES. Only that is the difference for the wear load. Now fourth equation, this is the static load. Wear load equation is WW equal dP BQK by cos theta P1. Okay. Now where Q is a ratio factor, so ratio factor I am writing here Q value. So generally in spur gear what we written Q value for this one 2 VR by VR plus R minus 1. Now here 2 into T EG by TEG plus TEP. So what is TE? Just now we have seen in the previous slide. TE is equal to capital T by cos theta P. Okay. So don't substitute the direct theta number of teeth. We have to substitute the number of teeth here first given. Whatever the given value in the question, we have to substitute here and getting TE value. After getting this one, we need to substitute here. That is the ratio factor. And K value is a load stress factor. Same usual meaning we have here. That is sigma ES square into sine pi by 1.4 into 1 by EP plus 1 by EG. Okay. and dp is the pitch circle diameter for the pinion. Face width, just now we written the face width, how much that value, 6.3 by 6.3 module to 9.5 module. Okay, after calculating all the things, we have to compare. So while comparing, see here, remember this load and this load should be greater than wear load, then our design is safe. It means WS should be greater than dynamic load. When this statement is satisfied, it means your answers are satisfying this statement, then you have to write the blindly, you can write the one statement, hence design is safe. Okay. So far, do you have any doubts? We can ask Babu.